Alex, hi. How are you?
I'm good, you?
What's it been like with Devilfire lately then? What have you been up to?
It's been quiet because of a certain pandemic, and this is our first show back. So,
Is it really?
So yeah, we didn't really. We had a few problems getting off and started. We were booked for Bloodstock. We couldn't do that because COVID. Basically, we won't go into it in too much deal, but COVID stopped us doing it. So we were due to start a little earlier, and then one thing or another, certain shows have been postponed due to COVID, and here we are. This one is actually going ahead, unless it stops in the next 10 minutes.
Well, it's still going on, isn't it? The bands are still pulling out as we speak. That's what's the next thing for After Gravity tonight?
We've got Giants of Rock in Minehead we're doing, which is pretty cool. Next year, I think we're pretty much, that'll be it this will be it for 2021, if I'm honest, which is a bit sad, but we've had a few things moved around and all the rest of it. We're looking at putting some more content out there, so we're busy working on that in the background. We're busy
writing.
Yeah, and recording, so yeah.
You've been doing that through lockdown?
Yeah, exactly. We're always doing another album. We're never not doing another album. It's just one of those things where even as we were due to release Black Soul Vendetta, the last one, I was still.
You got enough material for the next
I was
one.
still demoing for new stuff. So yeah, but we like to demo a lot of stuff. And then
who contributes to the writing then? Do you all put together?
We all do. It's mainly me and Baz, mainly. So, but we usually what tends to happen is I'll demo a load of stuff. Baz will demo a load of stuff. We'll come together, usually at his or mine, and we'll be like, "What do you think of that?" And I'll be like, "Oh, that song's alright," and he'll go, "Oh, I think this one's shit, and I think this one's good, and I think this one's good, and I think this one's great," and and we go right, and then we kind of go right. These are a set like 15 or 17 that we're going to work on, because initially they've showed promise, and then we go right, okay, that 17 then gets whittled down to a final like 10, 11 or 12, depending on what's wanted.
And has this been the way from the beginning?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, well, the first album was pretty much written by me. That was like, because it was my baby, I wanted to get it off and going, and all the rest of it. But it's kind of evolved since then.
How long have you been together now then?
That is a good question. I think we've actually been together about 6 or 7 years, but we only really started Devilfire in 2017. So math-wise, it's about 4 years. So we really kind of, from a public view, it's about 4 years. From a behind-the-scenes view, it's nearly double that, because there was an idea, and then the idea became a few demos, and it was slow going to get started and all the rest of it, and then it really kicked in.
So it started out doing covers and stuff?
No, actually, we were never a cover band. A lot of bands do start out that way, but we were always like more of a project band. There were a few guys who were kind of like studio session. Lars was a studio session player. I knew Baz, and we kind of just were like, we like working with each other. So it kind of got to that.
It's pretty well established now, aren't you? You're like the new wave of classic rock, but you're the sort of older members of that.
Well, yeah, we I've got to be careful what I say here. We don't get a lot of traction in that group, but we are very established. We're established with the classic rock of this world. Like, we get pull in the magazine. We don't get as much pull on Planet Rock, but we get pull in the thingy. And, it's big.
Yeah, you're not really in a box, are you?
No,
you go to the heavy, like you say, you're playing Bloodstock. You were going to play Bloodstock.
I think the problem is
downloads not possible, isn't it? Cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's things in the pipeline. I won't say too much. There's things in the pipeline, but the problem with us is I don't think we adhere to the certain politics of certain things, and I generally tend to not give that absolute flying.
It gets in the way.
Flying. Yeah. I just get really tired of it all. I get really tired of the posturing. I get really tired of the look who I am kind of thing. And like all right, there's a certain amount of that has to go on, and I understand that. But it doesn't matter. I mean, I do Devilfire because I love it. I just do Devilfire because I like to do the band, and I don't really there is no.
Been the same.
Let's put it this way.
Been the same.
Nobody's at Bon Jovi level, are they? I mean, like let's be honest. Like, nobody is at Bon Jovi level. Nobody, like the biggest out there in our scene, are nowhere near Bon Jovi level. So what's the point? In getting all arsey about it? There's no real money. So there you go. That's my stance on it. And I just go, right, okay, no worries. If we get this, we get that. I mean, we try our hardest. We push out there. We get PR. We do all of that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know, there's no real money in this industry anymore, and that's the sad thing about it. We do it because we love it. You guys must do it because you love it, and absolutely kudos to you. Well, you know, that's why I've always got time for everybody. No problem. So yeah, but that's the reality of it.
We're in the same boat. We sat here reviewing and interviewing. We don't get paid.
Exactly. Yeah. So no problem. You know, like it's a community. I love the community. I always have done. In Charlotte, we love the community. The guys love it all. And that's wonderful, but yeah, I'm not going to sit here and go, oh God, you know, we're the greatest thing since sliced bread and do all that sort of stuff, because, you know, there's loads of great bands out there, and I love a lot of them. You know, South of Salem, I'll drop it in. I'll drop it in for Helen, she'll kill me otherwise. All right, no, there's just tons of great bands. I'm like, you know, and I couldn't say that 10 years ago.
No.
You know, and if you look back at the British scene, I couldn't say that 10 years ago, but there's tons of great bands on here tonight. They're all friends. I walk in, I get the loveliest hugs, you know, like Midnight City, we've gigged with them before so much, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're
everybody's so lovely, so yeah, what's
a really healthy scene at the moment. And I think...
And that's the sad thing, because there's no upper level to it.
True.
That's the sad thing, there's such a healthy scene, there's no upper level, there's no major level.
Well, I'm a bit older than you, and I remember back in the early 90s when it was absolutely brilliant scenes around, you know, we used to go down London Marquee, Astoria, and all that, and then all these tribute bands came on, and that sort of killed off a bit of the original stuff. And for a few years it was just really, the morale was really low, and guys were making more money in tribute bands than doing the original stuff, and that killed off a bit, and that probably killed off the hierarchy you're talking about.
I did all that stuff when I was younger as well. I went in depth in tribute bands and thingy bands, and, you know.
I mean, they've all got their place, fair enough, you know. But that was a bit delusional in the mid-90s. Yeah. But these days, it's so healthy.
That's what I'm saying. So, and it's sad that now it's like, you know, there's no real major deals out there. Do you know what I mean? And what there is still cottage industry, and that's the joke of it. You've got bands on download, mid-level or mid, even under the headliners, still got day jobs. They shouldn't have day jobs. They should literally be like the next stars of tomorrow, and we should be pumping so much money into them. They can't see the room for the cocaine. You know what I mean? Like, and but that's the joke, because that's the way it was. We made legends. We don't make legends.
Do you think the trouble with that, some places like down it's just too big, and there's too many stages? Well,
no, that's all good because it attracts a lot of people. But I think the problem is that we're going to see the same headliners over and over again.
Yeah.
And now the headliners are, you know, let's be honest about this. The headliners are dying off. You know, like they're giving up, they're retiring because they go, I can't do this. It's really hard. It is really hard. I get up on stage.
They're all getting a bit
come
old.
Back home, like
they're getting a bit old to headline now.
Yeah, so it's great, but you know, it's a real thing in the industry. I truly hope we get this kind of snapback effect where, in a few years' time, the industry is so on its knees that it, like, literally the governments or somebody have to do something. They have to say, no, Spotify, you're going to have to pay them proper wages. No, this is going to have to happen. This is going to have to happen. So that the money snapped into it again. Once that money goes in, it's a different ballgame. They'll look at every scene going and go, that's the scene, we'll get into that. That's the scene, we'll get into that. It's the same thing, we'll get into that.
Okay, yeah.
So there is hope, maybe.
Well, I think we just discussed put the will to rights there, haven't we?
You're on the right one. I'll always put the will to rights.
What are we going to hear tonight then? We're going to hear Victor.
So this will be the first time we're actually playing stuff off Black Soul Vendetta. So we haven't actually ever played anything off that album. So we got some nice, a couple of, about 3 or 4 tunes in from the new album. Some golden oldies. Well, we call them golden oldies, but they were like, you know, 2017 sort of thingy, you know, the standard, waiting for a rock star, she's on fire, all that sort of stuff.
I bet just time to get out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen bands and they're released, you can see it on their faces, you know.
I'm a little nervous. Once I'm through that first song, I'll be alright.
But it's been emotion.
It's been 2 years.
Yeah, I know. You'll just be there and you'll get all in tears, I know you will. Thank you, it's been great talking to you.
Thank you very much.
No worries, thank you. Always nice and pleasure to meet. Okay.
It's alright.